Yeah, for sure. But you also, I mean, in my experience, you don't ever really lose the aggression. I think that's a mistake that a lot of people try to make. They try to change how they feel about things instead of how they react to their feelings. Like that's the most important part. The switch is flipping. It's supposed to be, right? It's supposed to be flipping, but the lights coming on, or the wrong lights coming on, or the light isn't coming on. That's the problem. It's the result, not the reality that you can control. I think a lot of people make the mistake, and it's why we have such a victim mentality in our culture today. People think that having the problem is the noble thing. No, defeating the problem is the noble thing, right? Like, I don't respect people who give in necessarily, right? When I say that, you know, I have to say it with the caveat that I've almost given in just like everybody else, right? So it is what it is. I mean, that part of it especially is one that a lot of people resonate with, I think. And it's part of the obfuscation of these very simple facts of combat and how we are as people, and then what we become as people after experiencing it like that. The obfuscation of that by the press that Donnie was talking about earlier. You don't hear stories like this. You don't hear stories about people like, hey, you know what? I actually said it on Deborah So's podcast the other day, I think. Nobody wants to be thought of as just like a fucking lunatic running around murdering people, but there is something very satisfying about somebody trying to kill you and you winning that. Yeah. Like, there's something satisfying about that you could never fucking explain to anybody that hasn't done fucking heroin, to be honest. So, you know, saying that shit out loud, people are like, oh, wow, right? So, I mean, what do you think it takes to win a fucking war?
Yeah,
I just don't understand what these people think is going on here. And because we, and I think, Donnie, you may have made the point in the doc about, or maybe, no, actually, I think it was that other dude, I don't remember his name, but because of how poorly the Vietnam veterans got treated, we got treated so well. But when we got back, we didn't feel like we necessarily should be getting treated well. I think that was the difference. You know what I mean? Like, we were still in the middle of coming to terms with all the fucked up shit we did. And instead of addressing that head on and having honest conversations about it, we pretended like this was all like an ethical fucking fairy tale. And it wasn't anywhere fucking close to that shit. Right?
Donnie, you're laughing there. Explain your laughter.
Everything Dan is saying is he's expressing what has lived within me for a long time. Some of it came out in the doc. All the other interviewees expressed what I have lived with. And it's something that I've been fascinated by for so long, which is this notion that as Americans, you know, we always think of ourselves as the good guys. We are the goodest of the good, the best of the good, the best of what the world has to offer. But when we're thrown into an environment that is that fucking miserable, and when you're so confused about so many things. We're here to help these people. We're here to bring democracy. We need to work side by side with these people. And everything that you're experiencing contradicts what you've been told that you're doing and that you're supposed to do. And then you have this passionate urge to fucking kill so many of the people around you because you don't know who's good and who's bad. You're surrounded by people who are looking at you with these eyes that are filled with hate. You know, I'm looking at these guys' eyes and I'm just like, this guy wants to kill me. And you know what? Just because I think that he wants to kill me, I think I'm going to shoot him in his fucking head first. Or in my case, as a fire support officer, I'm going to drop a bomb on him. Like, I'm not going to wait to walk for my patrol, to walk by these people that are giving me these looks of death and wait for them to pick up an AK in the grass and splatter our patrol with a spray of their AK. I'm not going to wait for that. And I know that by killing this guy, after the fact, I might learn that he was never bad. He never intended to kill me. But I must do that because the thought of killing him by mistake is better than the thought of one of my Marines getting killed. And that's that animal instinct in me. That instinct is like, no, I'm going to kill first. We'll shoot first. We'll ask questions later because that means we're more likely to come home alive. And that totally contradicts the notion of coming here to help these people. That's the real mind fuck that's giving me goosebumps, make my hair stand up right now. I genuinely wanted to help the people of Afghanistan. And I felt betrayed by my government, by my leadership, and by the people I was there to help. And that anger just made it, we had the power of God over there and we fucking used it. We became fucking animals. And then, we come home to cheers and thank you for your service. And it's just like, do you know what it was like over there? Do you know what we really fucking did? You know how fucked that war was and that place was? It feels weird. I heard stories about my father. He said these guys would come. His mom had like a bed and breakfast at their place, and they had World War II vets that would come through. The stories those guys told. He said they were walking by the Japanese prisoners. Is that Japanese or German? I forget which. And they were flicking their lighter at them just for fun. They're just joking around, flicking the lighter at the guys. And then they light the last one. And then a bunch of these fucking prisoners light up. And it was just a big joke. And that's Americans. That is how fucked in the head we get over there, where that becomes normalized when we laugh at that. How fucking twisted does your brain and your soul need to be for that to become normalized? I just watched another World War II vet. I went to this jump school thing in Florida. And this World War II vet gives this, he jumped in Normandy. He talks about the whole experience. And at the end of it, very end of it, he says, and one last thing. I just have to say that the Germans get a bad rap for being evil and for being just really, really bad. But you know what? We did a lot of really bad things over there too. And it's just, and he was like looking to find the words. He was trying to articulate what he was thinking. And all he could say was, it's just that over there in war, things get really weird. And, the Germans, they get a bad rap. And he just kind of left it at that. But I knew exactly what he was saying. He was basically saying, we became fucking animals too. We did things that people would be fucking, it would be atrocious, an atrocity. That people knew the things that we did. And it's like, well, there is no warrior who has ever been into a brutal combat zone that didn't at least have those urges or execute on those urges.
Well, you better goddamn sure have that urge. I mean, if you don't, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's the point. There's a certain percentage of any population that is uniquely suited to do this kind of shit, to do war, I guess. And it is a break in case of emergency type of situation, because once you let that motherfucker out of the box, people are going to get hurt. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it's not always going to just be the people you want that get hurt. So, just tell us what it means to win the war, and then we'll go win it for you, right?
Yeah.
But don't send me somewhere and tell me to make friends with these people and do construction projects. Right? That's not what we fucking do. We fuck people up. Right?
Yeah.
We'll kill every man, woman, and child if that's what it means to win the country. And we balance that based on the moral purpose of the war. Right? Mm-hmm. What is the moral purpose of the war? Is this thing an existential threat to me and my family? Then it's going to die. Right? If it's over resources, I hate to say it, but sometimes some people have to die. That's just the way it is, right? Because that's how humanity works. But if it's over making money for Northrop Grumman and Halliburton, suck my fucking dick. As a matter of fact, we should bring that war to your fucking doorstep. If my life has so little value that you'll trade it for a couple of fucking pieces of paper with numbers on it, then you're my fucking mortal enemy, bro. Like, you got to go. We got to stop. I think we need like an actual warrior class in this country now, not just veterans who are loosely associated throughout the country, but a warrior class that gets more involved in the day-to-day running of the country. And I don't necessarily just mean politics. Like, somebody's got to step the fuck up in this country, because we are completely fucked right now.
One question, going back to the story you just told, one question I've always had, and since Donny, you guys are on the show today, and you clearly had the same purpose, what do you guys do to the people that don't have the same urges you that are in your unit? Because I'm sure that happens all the time.
Put them
we
in
fucking ostracize the shit out of them.
Shame them.
Put them in
Hurt
supply.
them.
It changed too. Like after I read Colonel Grossman's book on killing, I also read On Combat, and I learned that you know, to his point, like there are some people that are predisposed to being really good sociopaths and being able to turn it on, turn it off. And then there's other people like the motherfucker in Saving Private Ryan that's like sitting at the bottom of the stairs with the ammo, just crying. And like I've experienced that. And I mean, for better or worse, I literally just told him, I was like, go walk out in that fucking field, leave all your TA-50 here and lay it out, and just take the 9mm and fucking blow your brains out. Cause like, I don't need you here. Like, this is 100% or zero. Like there's no fucking restart button. And like, I don't need you to be buckling under pressure when we got someone coming up on my flank. Like, I don't want you there. I'd rather you fucking be dead than sit there and risk me and my guys getting killed because you're too much of a fucking bitch to like pull the trigger. And I saw it, dude. There are guys that just kind of shooting over there so that way they don't get yelled at. And it's like, where are you shooting? Like, you're just actively participating in something that like you're not
What did the guy end up ultimately doing?
Which one? The guy downrange?
Yeah, the guy that you're talking about, where you're just like, just leave your shit, bro, and just end it.
We threw him in headquarters and just put him behind the radio the whole time and switched him out with someone that was a little more murdery.